Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and to another Marvel Rivals video. This is a huge week for Marvel fans. Daredevil Born Again is an absolute banger, and we're only 2 episodes in. I am convinced we need Daredevil as a playable character in this game. Please, NetEase!
God damn it!
Maybe time it with Season 2 of the show when that comes out. Drop Matt Murdock as a DPS, drop Wilson Fisk as a Vanguard, one in each half of the season. Mwah, perfecto. Speaking of Season 2, we've got a surprising amount of information floating around regarding Season 2 of Marvel Rivals, and since we're a little over a month away from the new season, I wanted to make this video to go over everything we know is coming, what is speculated to be on the way, and what's actually been leaked. So make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We also stream Rivals live here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I would love to kick it with you guys live, and with that, here we go again! Alright guys, Season 1 is still going strong in-game. As of recording this, we're just about to get this ridiculous new game mode, Clone Rumble. I hope you're ready for 6 Luna Snows to pop their ultimates back to back to back to back.
No. Wait.
I'm shivering just thinking about it. Not to mention the new in-game event where we can unlock this Quick Draw McGraw Black Widow skin. There's a lot to focus on in the current state of the game, but I still want to look ahead to what's coming. Season 2 of Rivals is all but confirmed to be themed after the Hellfire Gala event in the X-Men comics, which might imply that we're getting X-Men content in Season 2, but I actually don't think that's the case. I'll talk about why in a bit, but what leads everyone to think the Hellfire Gala is what's coming up in Season 2 is this last line in a gallery card that we got this season. Quote, "Now if you'll excuse me, Doom has a gala to attend." The only thing that can be is the Hellfire Gala, all but confirming that's what the new season will focus on. It might not be the theme, but at this point, with some of the leaks that have come out, it seems very likely that it will be. We previously got leaks for several new maps, namely Krakoa and Arakko, which are the places the gala was held at in the comics, so there's a clear connection there that lends a lot of credibility to the theme. Krakoa and Arakko are living islands in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and it would be 2 completely original maps in the game. These maps are in the game files, and they have been data mined. So connecting the dots here, it's pretty clear the Hellfire Gala is on the way in some way, shape, or form. And with the devs confirming that they're dropping new maps in every season, we're very likely to see Krakoa and Arakko as the Season 2 map drops. The event in the comics was all about celebrating mutant culture, and fashion was a big part of it, so it makes sense that we're getting a bunch of skins to line up with that. I'd be shocked if we didn't get skins for Storm and Magic, just to name a few. But here's the thing with that. Rivals has this tendency to roll out the themed outfits on a pretty consistent basis instead of all at once. What I mean is, we've got a bunch of different themed skins in the game, right? Like, we've got the 1872 theme, the Punk Society theme, the Gothic Return outfits, and they've been steadily rolling out new outfits for each theme. So I can see them do the same thing for any Hellfire Gala skins that come out too. We'll probably get a couple when the season launches, but we're also likely to get even more in the future, especially when relevant characters like Emma Frost or Jean Grey come into the game. On that note, who are the heroes dropping in Season 2? It's actually pretty interesting to think about, because looking at Season 1, the theme is the Empire of Eternal Night, which actually would imply that we should have gotten Blade as a playable hero, right? Because it just makes sense. Vampires, Blade, they go together. But instead, we got the Fantastic Four, and they got their lore integrated into the Eternal Night theme. It'll probably be the same thing with Season 2, just because the theme of the season is the Hellfire Gala doesn't necessarily mean the new heroes are going to be X-Men characters. It very likely will be Blade and Ultron who are coming in Season 2. My guess is Blade will be in the first half, then Ultron crashes the gala in the second half. I mean, Blade is literally in the game already. Everybody's seen him being held prisoner in Dracula's castle. According to the in-game lore, Doom tricked Dracula to turn New York into the Eternal Night just so he can get his hands on that pure blood Chronovium. Doom wins here, and the lore says he secretly helps the heroes to defeat Dracula. Maybe he's the one who sets Blade free, or at least makes it possible for the other heroes to free him. It would be the perfect introduction and continuation of the lore. Ultron as the second half drop also makes sense. So far, Dr. Doom has been the overarching villain in the Rivals lore, so having another powerful big bad like Ultron show up to give him a hard time actually checks out. It could leave some room for the story to move away from Doom, if Ultron can maybe defeat him, maybe shift focus onto another villain like Kang or Galactus. Since time is such a major part of Rivals lore, I'd actually be surprised if Kang didn't show up at some point, either as a playable character or just a central figure in the story. I'm getting way ahead of myself with the speculation here, but that's part of what makes this game so fun. Now, I want to go over some of these leaks that have recently come out because there's something I wanted to bring up regarding voice lines and why, just because they're in the game files, it doesn't necessarily mean the hero they go with will actually come out. Just for some context, here are some of the leaked voice lines that have come out. We've got voice lines that are directed at Deadpool, MODOK, Hitmonkey, Emma Frost, and Angela. This is courtesy of XOX Leaks on Twitter. Shout out to them.
Angela, darling, am I supposed to believe that Odin had a Kingslayer daughter that I have never known of?
A valiant warrior has fallen.
Oh no, I'm not surprised that the one-eyed old man has secrets. No. I am shocked that she is another betrayer.
Avenging angels always fall in the end.
You didn't bring Thor, did you? Well, crap. Guess we'll just have to destroy Null and reunite the Guardians of the Flarkin Galaxy ourselves.
My last obstacle gone. Truly, this is fate. The spawn of Odin are powerful.
Never really trusted you in the first place, Frost. I'll admit, you made that look good, Emma. Never liked you, Emma, but we sure could have used you.
As cold-hearted as your name suggests, Frost.
Great. We're saving the world, and here comes the loosest cannon. Just an observation.
So long, monkey.
Sometimes a big brain doesn't do much good.
So glad I don't have to look at that weird giant head anymore.
Well, you heard it there. Voice lines directed at MODOK, voice lines directed at Hitmonkey and Deadpool. So they're confirmed, right? Well, not necessarily. Let me give you an example I'm really familiar with. I used to cover Star Wars Battlefront 2 on this channel pretty religiously. When that game was a live service and they were releasing new heroes, data miners found voice lines directed at other characters that weren't in the game, namely Padme and Ahsoka. These characters never made it into Battlefront 2 before the live service got shut down, but the voice lines were recorded. They existed in the game files. They just went completely unused. I think that same thing might be happening here with Marvel Rivals. During the development process, voice actors are usually among the last ones to come in and do their part. It's tricky to get them to come back and do more rounds of acting, so they try to get as much done the first time around as they possibly can. This means the actors are going to record lines directed at characters that aren't even in the game yet, just so that the lines are ready, in the event those characters do end up coming to the game. That way the actor doesn't have to get back in the studio, the job's already done. I bring this up because of the ever-growing list of leaked characters, and I think it's worth pointing out that just because there are voice lines directed at certain characters, like Hitmonkey or Angela or the Hood, doesn't necessarily mean we'll actually see them. We might not. Those voice lines could end up going unused for the rest of this game's life. In a perfect world, we'd end up with all the heroes, but reality is often disappointing. I am using this as ammo for my case that Blade and Ultron will be the two new playable heroes in Season 2, though, because Blade's basically in the game already, and Ultron had his entire kit leaked over a month ago, which means he's ready and waiting in the wings. I suppose they could push Ultron and Blade to a later season, but Blade just makes way too much sense right now with all the vampire shenanigans going on. It would be weird to move away from that only to come back to it a season later, you know? So I'm 99% sure Blade is our next hero drop. It could be Emma Frost, or it could be Jean Grey, but all we've seen from those two are the fact that they're just in the game files. They haven't had a kit or anything leaked like Ultron has, which tells me that they're still in development, meaning they probably won't be ready until Season 3 at the earliest. So all in all, here's the rundown of what is most likely to be dropping in Season 2 of Marvel Rivals. The Hellfire Gala theme being hosted on 2 new maps, Krakoa and Arakko. Most likely we get one in each half of the season. Blade likely in the first half of Season 2, Ultron in the second half, a bunch of skins for the new heroes, as well as themed outfits from the gala for characters like Storm and Magic, maybe Wolverine too. As awesome as the Van Helsing skin is on Wolverine, I wouldn't mind dressing down into a slick two-piece and slicing people up that way. New heroes, new maps, new skins, and of course any and all limited time events and game modes such as this new Clone Rumble, which, hey, I think I'm gonna go play right now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know by hitting the thumbs up button. Thumbs down it if you didn't enjoy it, but either way, you made it to the end, and for that, you've got my gratitude. Don't forget to subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when we're streaming Rivals and every time I drop a new video. But with that, that's all I've got today. This has been Star. Keep shining, baby.